What's going on, everybody? Week 44 coming in. Crazy thing about that is that means like 8 or 9 more weeks left in 2024. Like blink of an eye, boom, done. Getting towards the last big final races coming this week. New York City Marathon Week, Ironman Florida. We have somebody out there running a half marathon this weekend, so there's a lot going on this week. It's a big race week going on, and it's going to be a good one. Reaching out and just touching base, odds and ends with a few of the marathon people, just coming up with those final game plans. I shared a pacing video with those marathon athletes. It's just something I want to make sure. I wanted to finish it quickly just to get it out to them because it is a longer distance event. It is very important, the art of pacing in there. Remember, the more skillfully we can pace an event, the more we can realize our potential with endurance. So that's a very important thing. All too often do I see, let's rewind. You did the training right. You hit all the metrics and intensities and volume in the training. We want to have a good race day, and we want to be smart about it. There is an art to pacing. It is something, one of those levels within the triangle of endurance, more so the top. If you can start to master that, that's how you can get these good training blocks to have a good result. I want to just probably button that up, go through it before year's end. Probably I'll release it after January 1st of 2025 video, so everybody can take a look at it. It does play a big role in basically any type of pacing event you're doing, but more so for the longer stuff because there's a lot less room for error in there, and if you make some bad decisions along the day during race day, you may pay for it later on in the race. So pacing is super important. Let's talk about real quick. I'll check the box here for this one. Is, I got some people feeling a little anxious for marathon week here. That's fine. I still get the butterflies, a little anxious the week of my bigger races. Where does that anxiety or, where does it come from? Where does it stem from? Anxiety is really stressing about uncertainty. We just don't know what's going to happen. But let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about, it's not what could possibly happen on race day, the unknown. It's what's going to happen is you're going to go out there and you're going to do the race and control the controllables. And we did that. The training, the nutrition, the sleep, the recovery, all those other things that are going to facilitate, hopefully, a good race day. Again, we can't really control outside factors, and that's fine. But we got to flip the script. We got to be more excited about race day instead of anxious about it. And just flip the script. We get to do this. We get to go out there. We get to, put on this victory lap to show for our training. So it's tough to not think about race week while we're out there, during the week leading up to it. But do all the planning days in advance so you can really just go into it. You'll have, exactly what you need to do out there. Visualize the race a few times, but then try and take your mind off things as best as possible that you can out there. But don't worry about that. Flip the script, optimism, knowing that even if something happens on race day, something we couldn't control, that if you put in a good block and a good build towards race day, that's the money right there. Being able to have gotten all that training in properly, feeling good about yourself, that's the game right there. A result is a result. We like that. We like to better ourselves and get better out there. But that even a bad race day, regardless of a factor we can control or not, is not the end-all be-all of who we are as a runner or a triathlete. So get that out of your head. That's not it. Even I've had plenty of people that had unfortunate days out there, didn't hit their marks, but damn, they put the training in and it was fun to see, and they definitely learned a lot through the process and became a better athlete and person because of that. In the mix of that, what's a good thing to do during the week? Although I like to stay present, it's good to just peek and glance at the future. Like start to just envision, all right, this race is going to come and it's going to go really quick. Trust me, we're going to be recapping this a week from now before you know it. But just glancing into what's next. If you don't have something there are inevitably the post-race blues that could happen. It does happen, especially with these bigger events. You peak, you all these. You have a great day, you come down, and then your calendar's blank. You didn't have a race on the calendar. You don't know what your goal was because you wanted to stay so present in that. I'm a big stay present person, but glance at the future. This is the week to kind of start thinking about one or two things that you want to work on maybe afterwards. And it just helps take your mind off of ease for the following year. And as far as planning races for next year, something for those that maybe are done with their A races and they're really in the planning stage of next year and off season, is a good quote. I've said it a few times and I'm going to say it again until the end of the year. Racing is the enemy of training. Racing is disruptive to the training process and must be planned carefully. Now, why is that important? What does it mean? What am I not supposed to race? Well, what's your goal? And then you should have supportive goals leading into that goal. If you just start launching things onto a calendar and not really worried about the distance between them, or the distance of the event, is it a longer distance before, did they not line up properly in good succession? It's just funny. I see people post things all the time, and it's nobody here, but somebody who signed up for they posted their race lineup for the coming year, and it was impressive, I guess, but as a coach, kind of like cringeworthy a little bit. Was multiple half marathons. I counted, I think, 4 marathons, a pair of 70.3 races, a full Ironman, a couple group century rides, a bunch of run races in there. I counted, I believe, 24 races on the calendar. Yep, you heard me. 24 races already planned for next year. There is, that's every other week. Like, how can you put in a good training block and a good progression towards a race? And then this comes into the next point of that is, what is your goal? Is it to compete? And when I say compete, yes, you may have some audacious goals out there trying to, podium something, but competing you versus you, trying to better yourself at distances and races, or just endurance in general, or are you looking to complete? So compete or complete. If you're looking to just, rack your medal wall up and complete some races out there, yeah, I guess we can do a little more than the usual. But if you're truly looking to better yourself race after race and put in good training blocks, you need those progressive training blocks and stepping stones to build towards these bigger goals that you have to compete against yourself. You really have to strategically plan your year out carefully. So whether or not you're looking to be coached further, or you're looking to do more of a self-guided route, please reach out and we can discuss things. And I would love to help you insight into anything that you're planning for next year. Bunch of good things coming up, maybe local things to think about. What I'm doing I'll actually get these out of the way too. The feed discount, if you're part of the Giving It a Try feed community on there, thefeed.com nutrition supplement warehouse, is until tomorrow afternoon, the 28th, they are running, I believe, a 20% off just about everything in there. I posted it up in the announcements, so get in there. Even if you don't need anything, jump on there and order a bunch of samples of things. You can buy one of something instead of the box of it, and it's on sale. So you can pick and choose some things, maybe some things you want to try in the off season, try and get a little more calories in there for you, or just try something else if you've been having bad luck with what's been using for you. For my ultra running, I just ordered stuff last week. I'll probably order a bunch more. Is a bunch of different things, bars, protein bars, just odds and ends, things I could try since they have all the different brands on there. And it's nice. Their shipping's gotten a lot better. They're shipping out really quickly. And check that out. As far as going forward this year, in case anybody here was wondering, what do I got in store? I was planning, never signed up for it. It was going to be one of those after Jones Beach kind of see things, doing a marathon in the middle of November. I did a couple training runs after Jones Beach. It took me a little while to recover really to the level I wanted to be at for prepping a few weeks for that marathon. And it wasn't going to be a big enough block for the goal that I want. Again, it's me versus me out there. I have a next level goal I want to hit in the marathon distance. So I decided to switch gears because I had signed up for the Backyard Ultra, which is coming up December 14th. If you're not familiar with that type of format, it's a 4.1 mile loop every hour on the hour. And basically, you all just keep running until there's one person left. It's a last man standing event. So you kind of go into this in one of two ways. See how far you can take this to failure, and try and win the race, or set some prescribed distance ahead of time, hit that, and be done with it. I don't know what my goal is yet. That's just something that's developing right now, and I'll go through my training, and then I'll make that decision as I get a little bit closer. Leading up to that, I'm doing the Brookhaven Trail Half Marathon, which is on November 17th. I've done this race, I believe, 4 times already, and it's a very good benchmark for me. It's a nice, fun, fast half marathon in the trails. As I go into trail season or ultra season, it's just good to see how I perform at that race. So I'm prepping really for that right now with putting in a little more volume for that backyard ultra, because I'm not sure what my goal will be for that yet. But I will tell you this, the chances of me winning that race are slim, because I saw what the results were last year. But the interesting thing about that is everybody basically who doesn't win the race will DNF the race, because you will not finish the race. At some point you will either not make the time on the loop if you start to slow down, or you have to pull yourself off the course and not continue and start the next loop. So it'll be fun, because I've never really taken myself to failure or decided like that's enough, I'm done. So it's very interesting. We'll talk more about that in another video. And then as well, we're doing a group 20-mile trail run. This has gone on for a few years now. December 28th. It's going to be a Saturday, the last Saturday of the year. We usually kind of try and get it as close to New Year's Eve as possible. And that's going to be from the South Shore of Long Island in Nassau along the Greenbelt Trail up to Cold Spring Harbor. It's a really awesome trail for beginners. The Cold Spring Harbor section up north, which is about 4 miles, is definitely some hikeable terrain. It definitely gets a little technical up there. But jump on the Facebook page, Long Island Trail Running Club. They run every Saturday morning. They start at about 8 o'clock. They bounce around between Nassau County, Suffolk County, kind of rotate around. Great, phenomenal group of people, really welcoming, of all different paces. You can just show up, find some people to run with, and get in the trails and start having some fun. They're doing different sections of that 20-miler. We did the southern part a week ago, so there'll be little sections broken up, training runs leading up to that. And it's going to be awesome. And it's a really fun time. So if you're looking to kind of push yourself or just have a really awesome group run to finish the year out, that is definitely where it's at. And it's really fun. And I believe that's it for this video right now. So New York City week, everybody have a awesome, fantastic lead up and taper finishing the week into this race. The weather is looking sensational. The dry weather is going to continue. This unseasonable like weather and sun is going to be out there, and I'm really hoping that it stays cool enough to have a really great day out there, so we can recap and talk about all the awesomeness that happened this coming weekend as well. And in Ironman Florida, awesome. I hope the weather's good down there. We'll recap that as well. And for everybody else that's local this week, getting their training in, stay safe, stay healthy. Just keep balancing that life 1 mile at a time, and I'm going to catch you all soon.